Hey y'all, I'm back. I'm back to do the video that I originally wanted to do today, which was about stumbling blocks, y'all. Stumbling blocks. What do you know about a stumbling block? The Bible talks about it pretty often, actually. If you look at it, especially the Amplified version, you will find it a lot. And one verse particularly I was just looking at was Matthew 18:7, I believe. It says, "Woe, judgment is coming to those who are stumbling blocks, who are temptations to sin. It is inevitable that stumbling blocks will come in this world, but woe to the one who is the stumbling block, who causes the stumbling themselves. Woe to them, judgment is coming." And how are people stumbling blocks? You can be a stumbling block in many ways, but one of the biggest ways that I see, and something I will consider before I ever get in a relationship, is social media. Social media. Y'all know I always talk about modesty, women being half naked, flaunting their body, wanting attention online. There's a lot of this going on. There's a lot of men who feed into this, right? So I think it's wise, ladies, if you're looking for a spouse, if you're looking for a man, or if you already have one, I strongly advise you to assess his friends list. But don't assess it if you're not willing to act on it. Because 9 times out of 10, when you look at his friends list and the women that he's following, the women he's befriending, you're going to see women galore, and they're going to be attractive, probably exposing themselves, right? That will be a huge question. And you know what? I'm going to ask y'all this right now. Fellas, what reason are you following all these half-naked hoochies online? I'm going to go ahead and let you sit with that question for a second while I get some of this water here. I'm going to let you sit with that question. Find a logical explanation. Come on, I need a logical explanation for why you following these hoochies. Got one yet? Probably not, because you're going to have to think hard. And really what you're really just going to do is come up with excuses. Look, one thing I'm going to do before I get in a relationship with anybody, I'm going to assess his friends list. And if look, it's always about assessing the things that people aren't saying. It's one thing a man can be in your face telling you this, telling you that. But if you look at his friends list and he's following a bunch of half-naked hoochies, that clearly tells you that this is a man who is not exercising self-control. He's not exercising discipline. He's trying to fill his eyes with the desires and the lust and the temptation of this world, of these women who dress super sexy, which sexy means to exude sex appeal, which means to exude sex, to be looked at as an object, to be objectified, right? Women complain about being objectified, but then willingly objectify themselves. And all of you men are feeding right into it. Men who claim to love God, men who claim to love your woman, but you stay befriending these half-naked hoochies. You stay scrolling and double tapping. You stay scrolling and looking, and you're filling your eyes with all these women. But why? Literally, honestly, I would like to know an honest answer, a logical answer to why you follow these women. Because unless the only thing you could possibly do is trying to feed your flesh. All right? Even if you're just looking. Some of y'all out here masturbating to what you see. It's like OnlyFans accounts without the OnlyFans account, because this is just on every social media platform. Because what you are doing is sowing doubt into your woman. Well, first of all, let's talk about you. You're not helping to refrain from fornication or adultery when you are following these women. Your biggest battle, fellas, is the battle of the flesh, and to not be tempted by all these women who are begging for your attention, your likes, and your comments because they're thirsty and they need validation from you, right? But you're not doing anything to prevent that, right? These women are a temptation to you, a strong temptation to you, because y'all are so strongly ruled by your physical impulse, right? But you follow these women anyways, right? You know better, but you follow them anyways, and you make excuses. Oh, but I know her. That's my friend. Look, when you're in a relationship, we don't got time for those type of friends, all right? And I think many of fellas would agree, and if you don't agree, you're lying, that you wouldn't want your woman following a bunch of half-naked men showing off their body, always got their shirt off in the pic and they jacked and ripped or whatever. You would not be okay with your woman doing that, right? You would not be okay if your woman was looking at these men, giving them time and attention, commenting, putting the heart eyes or whatever, or the eggplant emoji, whatever. You wouldn't want your woman doing that. However, you're pursuing that for yourself, right? But again, I'm sorry, I'm bouncing off to making about the woman part, but do you really think that following these women are doing anything beneficial for you? How are you trying to steer clear from sin and temptation? Something that you struggle with the most as a man, but you want to follow these women. What do you think that's doing to you? Do you really think these women are helping you? What do they provide besides eye candy? What do they provide, honestly? But you say you want a woman, or you have one, and now she feels like she's in competition with them because, look, whether y'all realize it or not, to be friends with all these people of the opposite sex and to have all these half-naked, very attractive people on your friends list or whatever, something that you are seeing in your face every day, every time you get online, you are silently and indirectly, yet directly, putting your significant other in competition. Me personally, I couldn't be with a man who I have to feel like I'm low-key competing with what he's seeing online. I'm low-key feeling like he's not happy with what he has here because he's too busy fulfilling the lust of his eyes and of his flesh because he wants to look at these women online. So what is it going to do naturally? Not because I'm insecure, because I'm very secure in myself and who I am. But it's sowing insecurity into the relationship. It's sowing discord. It's making me feel like I'm not good enough. Right? That's what it will make me feel. It will make me feel like I'm not good enough, that you're out here checking for other women, that you're not happy with just me, even though you tell me you love me, you're committed to me, right? And it's depleting me. It's making me feel less than. It's making me feel like I'm not good enough for you and I'm not worthy enough for you, even though I know that I am. But because you're weak, you are so weak to your flesh. And you keep these women around for whatever reason. I don't care if it's just online. That's all y'all need. That's why they came up with Playboy, you know what I'm saying? Porn, whatever. You know, you would do nothing but sow doubt in me, and I would not trust you for very obvious reasons. And this has nothing to do with, oh, you insecure, whatever. I'm secure in myself. But if my man is following, entertaining these type of women, he's making me insecure in the relationship. Therefore, that's a problem, right? And therefore, we can't go further until this is addressed, right? And some people like to look at this, oh, you just trying to control, you trying to set. And it's not about control, it's about respect. And if you can't respect me by what you choose or what you choose to follow online, then there is no respect, right? I'm only going to ask of you what I myself is willing to bring to the table, the equivalent to that. If I'm not okay with you following a bunch of half-naked hoochies, trust and believe I'm not going to be following a bunch of these hoochie daddies. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be entertaining that. One, because I'm not trying to stumble my flesh. One, because my relationship with the Most High. And then two, for my relationship, especially if I wait for all this time to find my husband. You think I'm going to find me a husband that's loose and it's all over the place and he don't have no self-control, no discipline? Like, I know men of Yah who it is so attractive. So attractive. Who don't play with that. They were like, I got online. I don't even follow these type of women on my wall. But then on the Explorer page, I see booty cheeks in my face. And he was like, I had to get off my phone because it was a stumbling block. You know, and another man was like, yeah, I unfollow a bunch of women. And some other guys was like, but why? And he was like, because they half naked. And what they have naked for, all they doing is tempting me. So they're in the way. Like, they did try to make me stumble, and I'm not trying to do that. And I had nothing but respect and admiration for these men because it's the truth. Like, women only doing this because they want to tempt you. They don't care if you're married. They don't care if you got a girlfriend. They don't care about themselves because they have no dignity and self-respect to be putting themselves out there in a sexual manner to try to get you, like, wooing all over them. Even women, you know, some women, maybe they aren't showing their bodies, but they're trying to give you the bedroom eyes. So they're licking on their lips, and they're just, like, doing all this stupid stuff, and I can't even do it with a straight face. Y'all, I can't do it. And then I know someone's like, oh, you just hate. No, sis, you're dripping with sex appeal. You are exuding and dripping of seductress. You are dripping and exuding waywardness. You are the wayward woman that the Bible talks about. And you are a problem for any woman out here who desires man, who has a man, whatever, because you're the very woman that is dangling yourself like a piece of meat in these men's faces. Now, at the end of the day, women can do what they want, right? But it's all about the control of the man. And a lot of women like talk about, well, hey, my fault, he can't control himself. Sis, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing once, so you need to hold yourself accountable and stop it. Like, everybody sees through the smoke screens, okay? But fellas, what is you doing? What are you doing? But you want something honorable and praiseworthy. You want a praiseworthy woman, right? Someone who's beautiful and admirable and respects herself. You don't want your woman out here half naked. You want her fully clothed, looking dignified and respectable, carrying herself like a true queen. But you out here catering to these peasants, to these women who look at themselves as whores. Because back in the day, you used to easily signify who was a hooker and who wasn't. Because hookers dress like hookers. Now today it's the average woman. So the stumbling blocks, y'all. It's a very real problem. And if you want a solid relationship and you really want a relationship, for those who claim to be of the Most High, and that you're trying to steer clear from sin, and you're really trying to be honorable, how about you honor Yah first and foremost with what you choose and you choose not to follow, and what you place before your eyes, but also honor yourself in that, right? You're honoring Yah by honoring yourself in that, but then you inevitably honor your significant other, right? Like, I don't even have a husband right now, right? I'm not involved with nobody right now, but I respect my future husband so much, even though I don't even know who he is, that I'm preparing myself beforehand. I'm not willing to fill my eyes with all these half-naked men on social media. I'm not willing to fill my eyes, with the attention that I can get out here in the world. I'm not willing to rip off my future husband by giving my body and my time and attention to men who don't deserve me, who aren't him, right? Because that's how much respect I have for the marriage covenant and for two becoming one flesh. But if you really want to do right by your significant other, your one-day spouse, you have to rid the distractions. Those close friends are the opposite sex, because let's be honest, 9 times out of 10, generally speaking, men and women can't be just friends, because we didn't come together. Y'all didn't create us to be just friends. He brought us together to populate, to procreate, right? So if it's not both of y'all, somewhere along the line, somebody has liked somebody. If not both, at least one of y'all. Let's be honest, y'all. Let's be honest. Y'all will try to lie all day long, but there's been something there, and you know it. So why are you feeding into all these different things that is going to do nothing but be a surefire way of ruining your relationship? At the end of the day, relationships get ruined because of the opposite sex. Relationships get ruined because you let the opposite sex too close to you. You fill your eyes with them. Before you know it, you in somebody's DM or they're in yours, and you acting like, oh, it's just a little chit-chat, and y'all just laughing and joking with each other. But y'all going back and forth, and you're entertaining something that you know was going to full blown into something else, because you know if you're physically attracted when you look at them. But you play stupid because it feels good to you, like it excites you. It excites your flesh. It gives you a rise in your pants. Like, let's be honest, y'all. Let's be all the way honest. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying is true. And if you say otherwise, you're only lying to yourself. You're deceiving nobody else. And again, I'll say it forever, self-deception is the worst deception. So if you really want to be an honorable spouse, rid of the distractions, remove these opposite sex friends. They don't need to be that close. They need to be in the background, because let's be honest, if your opposite sex friends was in a relationship, they wouldn't even be around like that in the first place, because their significant other wouldn't have it either, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on. Let's be real and let's be honest. All right? This is the season of accountability and removing the distractions, stumbling blocks included. Take care.